Hello, my name is Anne. Welcome to Great Heights Training Assessor Refresher course. Whether you're coming back into assessing or you simply want to update your skills, I'm going to take you through the Qualification Credit Framework, QCF. On completion of the course, the aims are that you will understand the QCF framework, understand the role of an assessor. Obviously you will all have had different experiences, and this is about just refreshing your knowledge. You'll also review how to assess learners at work, and also review the various methods of assessment that are available to you. So the video will actually take you through the training approach. We have a series of online lectures that will cover the main unit, and each lecture is supported by a handout that you can download and read at your leisure. After viewing each video, a test is available for you. This test will assess your understanding of the unit, and at the end of the course there's a final test. Once you complete the test successfully, you can download your certificate. If you're also doing Unit 1 Understanding the Principles and Practice of Assessment, you will be assessed by an internal assessor. Your assessment will be done through the e-portfolio, which you all should already have access to. Support is available to you, and you can actually contact people either through the email office@greatheightstraining.co.uk or simply call the office on 0203 086 7661. Okay, so let's get started. In 2011, a new framework was introduced, and this replaced the NVQ. So the new framework is QCF, the Qualification Credit Framework. These new qualifications are more flexible and allow the needs of the learner to be met through a selection of units to match individual job roles. Each unit and qualification now have a level and a number of credits attached to them. So how does this work? First of all, we have the qualification size. There are now 3 sizes of qualification: an award, certificate and diploma. As you can see, each one has a different number of credits that need to be achieved for them to be obtained. So the award has 1 to 12 credits, certificate 13 to 36 and diploma above 36 credits. There are also levels to the qualification, and these levels show the complexity or how difficult the unit or qualification is. Levels are currently available from entry level through to level 8. There are sector differences that are evident. For example, within the care sector, most of the qualifications will go up to level 7. So each area will have variations, but the overall is from entry level to level 8. Any of the entry requirements for these different levels are stated in the qualification handbook under each of the levels and each of the qualifications. So the type of qualification as mentioned, award, certificate or diploma. This shows the size, so more units covering more competencies, therefore different timescale to actually complete the course. And this is not based on how difficult it is. So an individual will be allowed according to how much time they wish to spend on their qualification, actually go into more depth, cover more topic areas according to their work roles. But as an example, the award is available at level 1 to 8, as is the certificate or diploma. I previously referred to the credits. So 1 credit represents 10 hours of average learning time. So as an example, a certificate may be made up of 21 credits, so that's 210 hours of learning time. So the credit value acts as a guide to allow you to see how long roughly it will take to complete. And obviously this will be different with each learner, with their abilities but also their access to the work to be able to complete their evidence. Let's look at this in a little more detail. As an example, if you're working within the care sector, first of all you would look at the qualification that you wanted to achieve. For example, if you were looking at the area of dementia, this is available at level 2 and level 3, certificate or award. So if you were doing your level 2 certificate, it will then actually tell you the overall credits the need to achieve course, as we meant. So it again refers to 21, so that's 210 hours of learning time as a recommended amount for this particular course. So then we actually look at how it's made up in terms of the options and mandatory. So under any course there's going to be a mandatory section made up of a set number of credits, and then also the options. The awarding bodies will actually specify how many credits need to be achieved under each of these groups. So here we have Group A, mandatory 12 credits. So for example here, under looking at the dementia again, if you were looking at the dementia awareness, that's 2 credits. Equality, diversity and inclusion in dementia, 3 credits. So as we see, you work your way through and create the number of credits that are actually required under each of the sections. As it states on this one, under Group B, minimum number of credits 3. So if you were to choose an option that was valued only at 2 credits, you would need to do another option. So it is worth spending the time working with the students and learners to actually guide them through this in terms of their selection. Under Group C there's a maximum of 6, but it does actually state that these are optionals, that you don't actually have to take anything from Group C. How it tends to work out is each of the option units allow the individuals to explore different topics that they may be covering within their work role. It also states on this example that a minimum of 15 credits must be at level 2 or above. Now this is where we need to take extra care as an assessor. When individuals are selecting their units, they may have choices of 30 or 40 different options and may be looking at the ones that they would prefer to do, or ones that obviously they feel closer to within their work role. But you must ensure that the groups and the mandatory areas are covered, as well as the requirements for the number of credits within each of the groups. It's worth taking a little bit of time and planning. For some people, we're looking at choosing options that may take them over this. As I say, it's a minimum number of credits overall of 21, and this particular level could allow us to have between 21 and 36 credits. So sometimes an individual within their work role will have a number of tasks that allow them to have more flexibility and cover a number of more units. A further point to consider is the rules of combination. So when you're helping learners to choose their units, you do need to look at the combination rules. They're quite simple in that there are some sort of topic areas that you simply can't take 2 of the options. For example, if we were looking at marketing, one of the options would be plan and organise an event. There is another option which is support the coordination of an event. Now these 2 options are not allowed to be combined, which obviously comes across quite clearly that they are too close. One of them is actually organising an event and the other one is supporting an event. So in order to establish the skills and the job roles, it needs to be defined, and it needs to be one or the other, either leading a particular task or supporting. All of the points covered are actually explained in the qualification standard documents or the qualification handbooks. Also, the centre you work for or the internal moderator can also support you with this. It's worth taking a little bit of time and getting to know your qualification, to go through the guidebook and understand the rules of combination, the structure, the options that are available to you, and how best to support the learners. Something that you may be asked with regards to existing qualifications. And so for any of those individuals who already have an NVQ, this is still considered a valid qualification which recognises competency. There is a transition in that you may come across some qualifications that have a combination of NVQ, QCF within them. An example of that is a level 2 NVQ certificate in marketing, and obviously QCF in brackets. This is actually created under the QCF structure, and maybe a little while before NVQ is no longer mentioned. Another point to consider is under the QCF, people can transfer credits from one course to another, and this can be for exemptions, or if learners stop a course and then after years come back, they can complete whatever unit they have left in order for them to actually achieve the full qualification. So the whole process does allow a lot more flexibility and actually focuses on the individuals within the workplace. So to review, the first consideration will be the qualification size. Is an individual going to do the award, certificate or diploma? And the main consideration here will be how much time and what type of job role the individual has in terms of complexity and the number of areas that they can cover. When we're looking at the increase in credits, it means additional units, and each of those units will obviously cover different topics within their given role area. The level of qualification will be dependent on the individual's experience and the role that they have within their job. It is essential that you do make sure that the qualification handbook is referred to with regards to any entry requirements that may exist. Assure that you consider the credits in terms of the number of credits that are required for the particular unit and for that particular course. Once you've actually worked out the number of credits, which ones are mandatory, which ones are suitable under the options, then you're ready to continue. So that concludes the first of the videos on our Assessor Refresher course, giving you an introduction to how the actual course will be planned out, and also QCF, how it is structured and what it will mean to you and also for your learners.